In the quest for audio perfection, we often overlook a critical component, our listening environment. You've invested in top-notch equipment, but something's amiss. The sound is muddy, the bass is boomy, and the clarity you crave is lost in the echoes of the room. The problem isn't your gear, it's the room acoustics. Unwanted reflections, standing waves, and acoustic distortions are sabotaging your sound. But fear not, for today, we embark on a sonic journey to transform your space and tune your listening experience to its full potential. The ultimate guide to loudspeaker and room acoustics. Tuning your space. All links you'll find in the video description. Like this video, give us feedback in comments to the video, share the video, subscribe our channel, enable the channel notification. Aims of acoustic treatment. The aims of acoustic treatment are as varied as the spaces we inhabit. In a home theater or listening room, the goal is to create an enveloping sound that pulls you into the story. This makes every movie night or symphony concert an immersive event. In a recording studio, precision is paramount. We strive for a sound that's true to the source, capturing every nuance of the performance. Note that in a studio, we can aim to emulate the listener's environment. In this case, accuracy is not the most important factor. Whether it's the thrill of cinema or the authenticity of a studio recording, acoustic treatment brings your audio experience closer to perfection. Measurements. To tailor your acoustic environment, we begin with precise measurements. These readings reveal the character of your space, showing us the peaks and dips in sound across the frequency spectrum. With this data, we can identify problem frequencies and areas where sound behaves unpredictably. Armed with knowledge, we're one step closer to crafting your ideal listening experience. As a rule, you may not have specialized measurement equipment and can't obtain an exact estimation of the room's frequency response. However, you can use a computer with sound generator software. Also, you can look for application for a smartphone that displays audible frequency spectrum. Warning: to prevent damage to your equipment and ears, avoid high loudness. Start at minimal volume and smoothly increase it to an appropriate level. A too loud signal can cause distortions, which damages the accuracy of the estimation. High-frequency signals may be inaudible, but they can still harm your ears. Use a sine wave signal ranging from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. If you can't hear above a certain frequency, there's no need to estimate higher frequencies. At some frequencies, you'll notice resonances. These will sound too loud compared to the average level. You may also observe abnormal vibrations of some room decor elements. At other frequencies, the loudness may be lower of the average level. Make a note of all frequencies that are either too high or too low in loudness. Measurements are distinguished at each point in the listening room. Acoustic treatment. There are no exact rules. You can experiment with echoes and damping. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: resonant frequencies. These are the troublemakers that need to be tamed for acoustic bliss. Resonances are like uninvited loudness that amplifies certain frequencies, often leading to a boomy or muddy sound. Our goal is to suppress these resonant frequencies primarily, using strategic placement of acoustic treatments. Loudspeaker position may be changed too. But what about the damped frequencies? These are often the result of your room's unique characteristics. Consider your room's size, shape, and the materials within it. Rugs can absorb sound. Ceramic, glass, and especially large panoramic windows can reflect sound well. This leads to a more complex acoustic wave propagation pattern. As a result, certain frequencies may be dampened. It's not recommended to gain these damped frequencies without understanding their cause. Sometimes, the solution is as simple as rearranging your decor. Begin by removing all furniture and decor elements that can be removed from the room. Take down the curtains and hang them up again. Remove and lay down rugs. Repeat the process with other items in the room. Rearrange the items in the room. Physics of acoustics. Now, let's review the physics of acoustics to understand why and how acoustic treatment is effective. Acoustics, the branch of physics that engages us with the study of sound, revolves around waves. Like ripples on water, sound waves spread through the air, delivering melodies and harmonies to our ears. These waves interact with everything in their path. They can be absorbed by soft materials or reflected and scattered in all directions by hard surfaces. The waves with the same frequency can either cancel out or amplify each other. If the waves oscillate synchronously, they reinforce each other. When the waves oscillate asynchronously, they can partially cancel each other out. If they oscillate in opposition, they can completely cancel each other out. Sound waves can bend around corners of objects. It happens when wavelength and the object size are comparable. In the interaction between an acoustic wave and its reflection, oscillations at a specific point in a room can be cancelled out. It creates what is known as a standing wave. This standing wave occurs at a specific listening location and frequency. In such acoustically challenging locations, we may not hear the frequency well, even though our loudspeaker is producing it at high volume. Boosting level at the frequency with an equalizer may not increase the audibility at this listening location. This is why increasing the gain of an equalizer band was not recommended in the acoustic treatment section. However, it's important to note that we can hear the frequency at other points in the room. If we want to hear the frequency at a specific point, we can change the position or orientation of the loudspeaker. We can also cancel or alter the reflections from walls, ceilings, and floors. In other words, we should adjust the balance that causes the standing acoustic waves at the listening point. Understanding these interactions allows us to shape the acoustics of a room. It is the science that underpins the art of sound. In conclusion, when considering the science of sound, it's important to take into account the acoustic wavelengths in our environment. Knowing them allows for effective manipulation of sizes and positions in acoustic room treatment. An acoustic wave can have wavelengths of up to 17 meters at 20 Hz. At 20,000 Hz, the wavelength of the waves is 1.7 centimeters. Ways of acoustic treatment. Warning: when you work with acoustic equipment, high loudness and inaudible ultrasound can damage your ears. Be very careful. Before the acoustic treatment, set the equalizer in bypass mode, or set all band sliders to the 0 position. The ways to achieve acoustic nirvana from your equipment are diverse. Foam panels, known for their versatility, can be placed on walls and ceilings to absorb excess sound. Bass traps are essential in corners where waves tend to reflect. Installing the panel at 45 degrees across a corner provides attenuation using the least amount of space. It changes the reflection direction that can reduce standing waves. An absorber with an air gap built into the trap helps in the struggle with standing waves too. Diffusers scatter sound waves, reducing focus points and creating a more natural soundscape. They also work with reflections that produce standing waves. Without this sort of wave, we're reducing attenuations and resonances on some frequencies. All items in the room that resonate on some frequencies should be removed. Also, the items may be isolated or fixed for mechanical impact of acoustic waves. For instance, the wine glasses or plates may be moved to another room. Or you can try to isolate some ways the cupboard's contents from outer acoustic waves. Don't place any items on the subwoofer radiation path. It can cause unwanted vibrations of the items and reflections that will distort sound. When you tune a subwoofer without measurement equipment, you can also play with the cutoff frequency and gain. Set the gain level to the minimum. You can use a sound generator with sweep signs with auto frequency growth, simple signs, or several music samples with bass for tuning. Gradually add level to achieve balance with the rest of the frequency range. Be careful with loudness to avoid damaging your health. Also, you can play with the cutoff frequency. Ideally, the cutoff should not cause a gap or resonance in the low frequency range. After that, you can increase or decrease the subwoofer's gain. If you can't get a satisfying result, try again another day. This process requires some experience. Some subwoofers may suggest loudness compression to avoid too loud sounds in the movie. Select the setting value according to your taste. An equalizer can reduce frequencies with resonances. Note that resonances may happen at some points in the room. It can be caused by standing waves. So, before using the equalizer, try to solve the issue via acoustic panels and bass traps. Acoustic treatment doesn't have to clash with your style. Today's solutions can enhance both your room's sound and its look. Conclusion. As our journey comes to an end, your journey to acoustic excellence is just beginning. With the knowledge you've gained and the changes you've made, every note, every beat, and harmony is now a testament to your dedication. Your space is now tuned, not just to sound better, but to feel right. It's a sanctuary for your ears and your soul. Thank you for tuning in. May your world be filled with the sound of perfection. For more sound advice, subscribe and stay updated.